Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is a Blu-ray review for Arrow Video's release of The Burbs. It's a movie that I watched a lot when I was younger. I haven't seen it in years and I was terrified to rewatch this. In fact, I bought this movie more than a year ago and I've been watching a lot of things that I used to watch when I was younger and they just haven't lived up to it. Still, I thought it's time to give it a try. You know, I can't live in past memories. I want to re-experience it and see what this is going to hold up or not. And it did. It held up big style. I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed it again, and I've watched this a few times since then. The basic story is about Tom Hanks' character, Ray Peterson. He is having a vacation from work. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He just wants to laze about the house and relax. And then one of his neighbours comes in whose wife's away and he has nothing to do as well. So you've got these guys that are kind of at loose ends. They start to talk about the new neighbours that have moved in the previous month. The Klopeks, whose house is in complete disarray. They're up to no good at night, digging holes in their garden in the rain. Weird noises and lights coming from their basement. And the neighbours start to gather around, as the guys do anyway, and start to talk about what's going on here and what these people have been up to. And it's a nice little suburban slice of mystery that has all these really fleshed out characters, all who have individual characteristics, all who have their own personalities, really just talking about the neighbours. And everybody has that kind of weird neighbour that stays in their street, or the one that nobody talks to, or the one that keeps themselves to themselves. If you don't know who they are, it's probably you. I think it might be me. Anyway, I was really surprised by The Burbs. It looks terrific. It's a 2K restoration and right from that opening shot, as it zooms into the Universal Globe, down into the suburban street, and then it starts on that really spooky looking house that just sticks out. I'm in love with this all over again. You have all these characters. You've got the character of Ray, Tom Hanks' character, who's the main character, the one that's kind of doesn't want to do what he's doing but can't help himself. He feels driven to do it. So you have these characters that are all fleshed out. You've got Art, his next door neighbour, who's constantly eating, constantly talking, constantly niggling Ray, winding them up about this, but kind of standing back and letting Ray do all the dirty work. You've got Rumsfeld, played by Bruce Dern, the kind of ex-lieutenant who stays across the street, who's very militaristic, always in his army garb, always looking to tactically figure out what's happening and very assertive. You've got Ray's wife Carol, played by Carrie Fisher, who's kind of like the voice of reason in the movie, the one that's always like, just calm down, like, listen to what you're saying, it's bonkers. You've got Corey Feldman's character of Ricky Butler, the sort of kid across the street who's kind of a cipher for the audience almost. He's watching what is happening on his block just play out, and he is loving, like me, every single minute of this. And you've got all these characters, and that's before we even get to the Klopeks, who really just round out the people by being oddballs. They look strange, they look odd, just everything about them is designed to be weird, and it feels that way. The movie is ridiculously funny. There's just little things that I started to notice throughout the movie that I hadn't seen before, because I've watched this like 4 times recently. I know it sounds strange, but the movie's that good. The way things add up, the way I seen in one of the extras that it was filmed in sequence, so things happen to the street, like the garbage men, they pull all the garbage out, it's lying there the rest of the movie. There seems to be a general care taken in this movie. The choice of shots, the ideas that go into it, there's a nightmare sequence in the movie, and everything up to then seems to have a segment within this nightmare, and it's just fantastic. It really fits in with the movie. I can't compliment it enough. I find it funny. I like the characters. I like spending time in this street with people. It feels that it escalates very nicely. It is bright, colourful, looks terrific. Every actor is spot on perfect. And this is a movie that, after not seeing it for years and watching it 4 times in the past week, has jumped into my top 10 movies of all time. I absolutely adore The Burbs. It is a joy. If you haven't seen it, I'd strongly suggest picking up this Arrow Blu-ray, because I think it's pretty definitive on its extras as well, which we'll get to in a moment. But the movie for me is easily a 5 out of 5. It is like a warm comfort blanket. It's something I'm going to watch more and more, and I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of it. It is very comfortable, it is very fun, it's got elements of horror, it's got elements of comedy, it's got elements of drama, mystery, thrills, suspense, it's got it all in this one neat little package. So let's get to what the actual disc has as a package. Let's have a look at the extras that are on here. So it's from a 2K restoration. It's got all the usual things. It's got an isolated score and sound effects track. It has It's got subtitles, it's got all these sort of usual things that you kind of expect to have with a Blu-ray. Let's get into some of the fun stuff that it's got. It has a commentary with the writer Dana Olsen. Now, this was one of the weirdest commentaries that I had listened to, because it's actually got a staff member from Arrow sitting on the commentary with him, prodding him for information and asking him for stories, and really keeping the conversation going. And I like that aspect of it. You never feel that it gets derailed or it gets boring. It feels as if it's constantly evolving, constantly moving forward, because you've got almost an interview commentary situation going on here. There is There Goes the Neighbourhood, the making of the Burbs, a documentary that is over an hour, involves the director, most of the cast, and they all seem to be lovingly talking about this film. And it's an easy watch. You get some nice tidbits as well that are really fun to revisit and hear some of their stories. And I thought it was a very interesting doc, especially from Joe Dante's point of view, who brings a lot of nice touches that he brought into the movie into this doc. One of the weirdest extras that were on this, but I watched it anyway, was a work print of the movie, which is from Joe Dante's archives. He had a VHS of a work print of the Burbs, and they've basically just put it onto the Blu-ray as an extra. So it's an alternative cut of the movie, and it is quite different. The quality's poor, but that kind of adds to the aesthetic as well. So it has a completely different opening from that zooming down into the globe. It has a different ending from Ray rolling down the street on the gurney with one of the Klopeks. It has an expanded dream sequence as well, which, although nice, you kind of feel that it was better to be cut down, and what they cut out suited better. The work print was good, but it made me appreciate the movie even more, because I think the cuts they made were the right ones to do, and there wasn't much that I saw in that cut that made me go, that should have been in the movie. Then there's A Tale of Two Burbs. It's basically like a small video essay just explaining the differences between the two movies, why they were done like that and why they weren't. And it's got commentary by Joe Dante, if you want to listen to that, about why the changes were made, which is also just a really good extra. It's got an HD presentation of the alternative ending. It has the original theatrical trailer in HD on this as well. All in all, it is a terrific package. It is jam-packed with stuff. If you like the Burbs as much as I do, this is going to offer you a wealth of stuff to take away from, and I think it is an absolute must-have. And that's not to mention what's on the sleeve and what's inside the box as well. So we'll just have a look at the package and see what that's got to offer. Okay, so here we have a cover of the Burbs. It's newly commissioned artwork. It's got a nice sequence here with the skulls coming out of the cabin. We've got all our main characters. We've got Art, Ray, we've got Corey Feldman, Ricky Butler, and Bruce Dern, the Rumsfeld. We've got the Klopek house, that familiar scene up here of one of the Klopek's hands bashing a strange substance into the bins. We never did find out what that was. And then at the back, we've got a nice little, he's a man of peace in a savage land, suburbia. And then it's got a little bit about the movie itself, and then, like I said, all those extras were fantastic. Let's crack it open. I've already taken the disc out at the moment, so we can see the inside. It is the original cover, the poster that is so familiar with all of the Burbs artwork. And then we have this booklet inside it. It's a nice little booklet. Gives you the cast and crew, contents, credits, revisiting the Burbs, Dante's Goldsmith product, and about the transfer, which is always nice. It has got some nice artwork within it as well. Lots of information. One of my favourite scenes. All our main characters. We've got Walter, the man who's missing and deemed dead, and about the transfer, which I find is always information. It's really pertinent stuff that you should know about it. It tells you here that the station was overseen by James White and it's been approved by Joe Dante, which is always nice. I do like that image, but there is something very nice about this custom artwork. So there we have it. What did you think of that package? Is it something you're going to pick up? Is it something you're not interested in? Would you like to see more of these videos? Let me know in the comment box below what you think I should review next in the Blu-ray front, or if you don't like these and you want to stick to the movie reviews, let me know as well. If you like it, hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.